Hello there, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at every single LEGO Star Wars set that came out in the winter of 2022, including January, March 1st, and a few others that dropped on some random days, which we'll kind of talk about a little bit later. Overall, this entails 4,002 parts. It will include 26 minifigs, which is really great for winter. Provided not all of them are completely different, like you'll see 3 of the same trooper here, 3 of the same trooper here. These guys are the same, but it's a lot of great new ones too, namely from the Palace or Throne Room or whatever has those guys, and I really like the Rebel troopers and stuff too. So overall, amazing figure selection for a winter wave. And if you want to get all of this, it's going to set you back about $453 US. That's including all the gear and stuff, which will again go in depth a little bit later. That includes keychains and brickheads. If you just wanted the sets themselves, it's about $425, which is still like it's worth what you're getting basically, but it still sounds steep, especially for a winter wave compared to what we've seen in prior years. I'm pretty excited about the setup today, just because I'm brought everything over to my dad's house so I could try using this white table. It's still not ideal because there's stuff in the background. It's very echoey in here. I don't know how well it's picking up on the video, but I guess I'll find out the hard way later. I've gotten some nice lighting and stuff going on, so this is a really experimental video just to see how this goes, but I think it'll be a step up from the very bad quality previously, and there's still room for improvement. But I'm going to take a look at each of these sets here individually, talk a little bit about them, not like a full-on review, but just sharing my thoughts, and then we're going to get to an overall of the wave. So the first one we're going to be taking a look at here is probably the least exciting of all of them. It's kind of, I don't regret buying it, but it's kind of pointless. Like, it would be set 30495, the Hoth AT-ST Polybag, which probably one of the not most exciting polybags we've seen in recent years. Even last year, like the Imperial Shuttle, because we've already had so many of them. Like, I just would have hoped for more from a polybag, honestly. Like, they have potential to be so cool. You're just like in the aisle at Target, they're just there. It's like, oh, this is cool, I'm just gonna buy it. And then when they put out stuff like this, it's like, for $5 US and 79 pieces, it's kind of pointless. Get out of here. Next one up would be the Razor Crest Microfighter, set 75321, clocking in at 98 pieces for about $10 US. And it was the Star Wars premiere, at least, for the brand new stud shooter design. I think they came out previously in like a Batman set or something like that, which I don't have, but overall, like it's a nifty idea for sure. We've obviously been anticipating this for a couple years now at this point. There are so many fan designs and like mocks out there, and honestly, this is probably the worst design that exists. If they could have taken any of those fan models, they would have been better than this. So that's kind of unfortunate, but at some point I probably will get another one, or just use the same one and try to make like the Naboo fighter out of it. So look forward to that video coming out soon. And of course it includes the one minifigure, which is the Mandalorian, pretty common fig, but I'm happy to see that available in a cheaper set for people who want him and can't quite afford like the super crazy expensive stuff. Next one on the bill is 40558 Clone Trooper Command Station with 66 pieces. Coincidence? I think not. Or maybe it just is because they don't care enough to do something like that. But this one costs $15 US, so as far as price per piece, it's not the best, but you're getting 3 minifigures out of it, so I don't think you really want to look at price per piece there, because they're each easily worth $5 on the aftermarket. I overall think it's a great way to get a bunch of clones, even though it's what the battle packs used to cost, or more than they cost back in the day, but you're only getting 3 out of it. We kind of get shafted in not getting that 4th trooper there, but it is what it is. I definitely plan on getting a few of these. It's kind of a bummer that the LEGO store has like limits on what you can buy online and at the stores, so it's hard to really army build with these, but you can certainly get a few and have a nice little clone battalion. I should mention, this is one of those sets that didn't release on January 1st like it was supposed to. I don't remember exactly what day it did come out, but it was a couple weeks after where it should have been, and that seems needless. Although people do claim that like all of the other blister packs like this do tend to get delayed like that, so it's really nothing new. It's just that no one cares about the other like city ones usually. So like when it's Star Wars, it's a much more noticeable and complained about on a larger platform. Next one we have here is the Hoth Rebel Trooper, or rather the Defense of Hoth blister pack, set 40557 at 54 pieces and also costing $15 US, like the Clone Trooper pack. And also much like the Clone Trooper pack, this one saw a delay for US release, at least. I believe in like the UK they came out on day one, but it's again a nifty way to army build. I think the limit on like Lego Shop was 3 for these, and it was 5 for the clones, which is understandable because it's harder to army build with like people that look the same, and it's just not as exciting. Like you don't see as many like Rebel Trooper army videos as much as Clone Trooper videos. But I do have 3 of these, and like I have all the heads swapped on them, so they're kind of different. I honestly don't even know if like these are the right heads and the right bodies because I have 3 of them, and I just grabbed whatever 3 figures I had. But it's still a nice, decent little build. Like, you're not really getting it for the build. You're here to get 3 troopers for $15, and that's what you're getting. So I think that's worth it. As long as we're talking about cheap sets that get a delayed release, here's the Ahsoka brickheadz, which also came out a couple weeks after January 1st, as it was supposed to be released. If you don't know already, I might have mentioned it before, but Ahsoka is my favorite character in all of Star Wars. And to celebrate the 150th brickheadz, I am so happy that this is the one they picked for it. We had never had a Clone Wars brickheadz until this, so I am really stoked about that. Very nice design still. We've got these printed face tile pieces and stuff. I honestly wished it would have been like the Mandalorian version of Ahsoka or one of the other ones. Like, I obviously love these episodes of the Clone Wars, but as far as like her suit, I think the like season 4 and 5 version is cooler, and then the Mandalorian one would have been more topical at the moment, but still very happy with this brickheadz, and I'd recommend this above all other brickheadz probably, except Mando and Grogu one is pretty cool. Keeping on the theme of delayed releases that nobody cares about, here's the Ahsoka Tano keychain, which once again, scheduled for January 1st, did not come out on January 1st. I think it came out at the same time as the brickheadz and stuff, so I got them all in like the same order, but it's like, really? Why was everything delayed? And you like hear no one talking about this. Like, I was so excited for this keychain, not gonna lie. And this wasn't the only one. I also have this here, the Baby Yoda one, the Grogu one. I didn't feel like taking it off my actual keyring because I have it on here with like the Mandalorian that I've had for the last year, so it's so much effort to get on and off, so I just kind of left it there and didn't put it in the original picture. And the third one was also like the Darth Maul. Hey, get out of here. Don't you have better stuff to do? Bruh. That was the cat. He's annoying. But anyways, the third keychain would be the Darth Maul one that came with the same set, the Duel on Mandalore or whatever, with the Ahsoka one. And he is still not even available. Like, we are midway through March at this moment, and it is still... It just says coming soon on the LEGO website, and it was originally slated. It had a January 1st release date pinned. So it's kind of disappointing. Like, again, I don't think anyone's, like, losing their minds over these. Obviously, I might even be... I'm the first person that I'm aware of that has even talked about these at all. Like, I watch quite a bit of LEGO YouTube, and no one talks about these, so... exclusive content, I guess. But, yeah, it's kind of a bummer just to see the inconsistency there. I don't know what's up with that. Next here we have the Snowtrooper Battle Pack 75320 with 105 pieces, which retailed for $20 US, which was an unfortunate step up in price for the battle packs that we've seen in the past years. I'm not overall too upset about it, but a lot of people are. It definitely makes it more inconvenient to army build with, because like it just adds up faster because, well, that's how math works for one, but it just feels like it's crazy that we're paying $20 each. Like, I plan on ultimately having like 12 or 15 of these to fill up my AT-AT and have a little bit of ground force, but I definitely am waiting for those to go on sale before I buy any more. I think I have 2 right now, and that's what it will stay at for however many months until those drop a little bit. But I really love the Scout Trooper here. I don't even know if he's technically canon or if we see him in anything, but he still looks awesome. Then you've got 3 of like the same Snowtrooper here. Great little snow wall. I think it's a versatile selection of like basic pieces that you can use to like build a cave or just whatever. You can build stuff with these pieces. It's not as much as like the 501st where it's all clips and stuff like that. So I think it's some useful pieces. I definitely want to see what I can do with those when I have all of these. We have a nice little cannon here with a stud shooter and whatnot, and a good looking speeder bike design. Again, better than the 501st because I think those are just too long. This is a great size for a speeder. And this is an awesome set. It's probably one of my favorite battle packs that has come out ever, dating back to like the 2007 and 8 ones. This is the best battle pack we've seen in a long time. So definitely recommend picking that one up if you haven't for some reason. Rounding out the January subwave, we have right here the Hoth AT-ST, which is the first version of the Hoth one that we've seen. It's usually like an Endor AT-ST, or there was the one from Rogue One that was from whatever planet they were on. This one is set 75322. It includes 586 pieces for $50 US, so great for you price per piece nerds, kind of like me, but a lot of them are smaller pieces and stuff too, but I still think this is probably the best deal of the whole like waves. You've got your technically 3 minifigures. Like on Bricklink, the probe is counted as a minifigure, but on the box itself, he's not, so take that as you will. I kind of count him, but it's whatever. The snow-covered Chewie, I love that so much. I just love snow just in general as a person. Snow is so cool, and just seeing the little snowflakes and stuff on there, not gonna lie, that's really cute. You've got the Rebel Trooper, which is kind of basic, like just with the plain unprinted legs, but I like that because, again, it's kind of a throwback to like the 2010 sets and stuff. I just love that Trooper a lot. And then you got the Imperial Commander, whatever they call him. I don't even know if he has like a name or something because I don't feel like looking at the box that is literally right there. Okay, it just says AT-ST driver, but I think just the color scheme there, like the leg printing and stuff, like the light gray, the dark gray, the custom helmet mold, awesome Imperial Trooper minifigure there. Not a bad army builder either. Like if you wanted to get like 3 or 4 of these just to have as an army, you'll have a few extra Chewies, but otherwise it's like great set to amass. The only thing that people I kind of complain about is the eye things here, if you want to call it that, which because they're closed, which is canonical. Like that's how it is in the show. They're kind of like, I think it's a misconception. People think that people like actually look through those, but they don't, because if you look inside the cockpit, like the seat, they're looking at a screen that is like scanning what is outside. They're not literally standing up with their head in the corner of this thing staring out that window. That's not exactly how they're piloting it. It's kind of like an air vent more than anything, but I'm sure there's an actual term for what it is. I just kind of think that's what it is because I don't feel like looking it up. But it doesn't really bother me that much. It bothers some people a lot just because it's different and people don't like different things because people suck. Next up here, one of my favorites. I've got a full review for this one too if you want to check it out and hear my more in-depth thoughts. But it's 75324, the Dark Trooper Attack. I know only 166 parts for $30 US, but I still think, like, it's not like I need to defend Lego for overpricing or anything, but I honestly don't think this is the worst value. Like, I don't think it's the biggest crime what the price is per piece here because of what you're getting. Again, check out my review if you want to go in depth on that. But with the figs you got here, like a brand new Luke that looks so awesome. Like generally, I'm just so fatigued with Luke Skywalkers, honestly, because we have so many over the years. I've literally got like 30 of them, like 17 different ones. Maybe not 30, but I've literally got like 15 or 16 different Luke Skywalkers last time I checked. And it's just kind of boring as a character, honestly. But this one, I think they made him different enough. Like, the robes just look so good. I love the soft cloak. The new hood I didn't like, but this figure kind of made me like the new hood. Then, of course, just the scene from The Mandalorian is just so iconic. That's, like, one of the best scenes in Star Wars ever. Some of the best Star Wars content that exists. So that probably just changes my opinion of that, too, unjustly. But great minifigure there. And, of course, you can't go wrong with 3 Dark Troopers, now can you? Again, another great one for army building. I would certainly recommend waiting, much like for the Snowtrooper pack. Wait for these to go on sale. I plan on picking up like 4 or 5 of these. Maybe fool around and try to make like a bigger hallway scene and buff that out a little bit. But definitely a great set here. You've got to get your hands on this one because it is so great. Here is where it would be argued that it starts to derail a little bit. With set 75326, Boba Fett's throne room, 732 pieces for $100 US. Like, you can't really argue with that one. It's kind of just straight up overpriced, even including like paying extra for Star Wars, even including the custom molds here, including whatever size or weight the pieces are. I just think there's no way around the fact that this should be like an $80, maybe $90 set. Like even 90 I'd be more comfortable with. 80 would feel a lot more appropriate, and 70, like, It's been done before, like within the realm of reason. If this was 70, like I'd say that's definitely a good deal, but 100 is just uncalled for, not gonna lie. So if you plan on picking this up and haven't yet, I would probably give it a few months and wait for it to go on sale at like Walmart or Target or even Amazon, because you should not be spending that on this just straight up. I think for what it is, like, it's again kind of a misconception. Like, it's not exactly supposed to be Boba Fett's palace as much as throne room. Like, imagine what they're trying to do is just, like, have the throne. Like, the set is supposed to be a throne. You're buying Boba Fett's throne and the room around it, pretty much. Then they can't just throw on these extra things. They're like, hey, we're already going to make it this big. You're already paying this much for this. Why not just tack a little bit more onto it and jack that price up a little bit? So that's why the exterior looks a little bit whack, just because it's not about the exterior. It's not exactly their first priority there, which is really a bummer. But of course, then you've got to throw the door on there. So that's kind of why they had that side part. And then, like, let's throw this other wing on here, kind of make it like the Harry Potter sets in a sense. But so yeah, as a set itself, I don't really have too many problems with it, considering that's what they were going for, and I think they achieved it. Obviously, the roof thing with that controversy, it is what it is, basically, because I'm not even gonna talk about that right now. It just is what it is. The minifigures is where this one really shines. Boba Fett and Fennec aside, I'm debating doing like an actual review of this where I'm going to talk more about these because I do have a bit to say, but the Boba Fett's the same one as his starship. The Fennec is the same except for that hairpiece, which, yeah, it is what it is. I didn't hate it that much at first, but now, eh. You've got the Maureen Guard, really awesome. I love his leg print so much. Just the color schemes, like the green and the brown, is so cool. Would have been nice to see two of these. I really just hope like another set in the future comes with the other one, so you can have like the two that were in the show. Like the rumor of like the Rancor Rampage. If that would just include the other one, I think we'd be all good to go. Bib Fortuna, super cool too. Like, we haven't seen a Bib Fortuna since 2012 or whatever. I wish they could have done a little bit more to like beef him up and make him look like the Fat Man Bib Fortuna. Like they buffed up his Leku thing or whatever, but still decent. Probably the most exciting fig is the Quarren. I would not mind having a few of these. Probably one of the more desirable ones on the aftermarket too. I haven't really looked into it, but he's probably pretty expensive compared to the rest of these guys because a lot of people probably want a few of them. Then you've got a Weequay. I don't think he's anyone specific, but we haven't seen them in a while either. I've always loved the Weequay, especially Hondo Ohnaka's Pirate Gang. Like, I just love those guys. And we've got this one chick, Rustal Sant, I believe, who was in Return of the Jedi. Just glad to see her in minifigure form, like an established character that's been around for 40 years we're finally getting, so that's always nifty. I do think the hairpiece is a tad off from what you see in the show. Like, there's probably things they could have done better, but it is what it is. Overall, like, it's not a terrible set as long as you look at it the right way. Like, it's the throne room. It's a good selection of figures. Get it on sale, and I don't think there's too much of a problem with this. Lastly, we've got all three of these, which I'm kind of just grouping together because there's not much to say about them. It'll save time, and they frankly just look nice side by side, so I'm just going to do it this way. But first, you've got 75327, the Luke Skywalker helmet with 675 pieces. 75328, the Mandalorian helmet with 584, the smallest of these helmet sets. And lastly, 75343, kind of an out there set number, 693 pieces, the most pieces of all these. All of them retail for $60 US and can be found on Lego Shop Online. And the Dark Trooper one is the only one that's technically a Target exclusive, which means it's Lego Online and just Target. Like, you won't see it at other retailers and stuff. Definitely a great addition to the helmet series. I'm almost surprised to see it continuing this long, although it is great in quality and stuff, so I guess there's no reason not to. But I just thought it was like a spoof thing that would only happen for a year, maybe two, and the fact we're in just year 3, they're branching out from just the Imperial stuff, because now we've got our very first Rebel one and both of our very first Mandalorian ones. So it's good to see them branching out, and I think this could just stay alive and we could see a lot more different helmets in the upcoming years. So I'm frankly more excited for the helmet series than I've ever been, because I thought it was just kind of end right away. But I think the popular opinion is that the Luke one is the best, which it's hard to argue that. You've got like all these pieces on top are actually printed, like they're red with the printed white thing, which I was really surprised. I just built this yesterday. And then it's kind of random, like the Rebel logo is printed, the dish is printed, but the circle in the middle is a sticker. That's just kind of weird. And then these two parts are stickers. Everything on the front here is stickers. But for the open design, like, this is really cool. I like this way more than I thought I ever would have when it first came out, or the rumor first came out, I should say. They did a really great job with this one, and I just love it. It is so cool. Mandalorian one is a little bit more controversial. Like, I love this barrel tumbled silver. I forget what it's called, like barrel tumbled or something. I'm not exactly sure, but it feels really nice too. I kind of wish they would have used a little bit more of that. I do agree, like what the designer kind of said in the booklet, like it might have looked weird if it was just completely done in that, but they kind of wanted to do like shadowing and stuff. I still think it would have been nice if they used a little bit more of it, like under the eyes here. This piece I think could have been it, maybe like the entire cheek side, the top and the back, maybe like another line or something, or stripe if you want to call it that, going across. But great helmet. Again, there's comparisons between this and the Boba Fett helmet, and it does look kind of weird, like the visor part looks kind of wide in comparison. On its own it looks fine, but like I said, in comparison it does kind of look weird. And then lastly, aside from Boba Fett's thing, this might be the most controversial set of the wave, the Dark Trooper helmet. I think videos and stuff don't do them justice, to be fair. It looks a lot better in person. Just as I'm looking at it now in person, then looking at it through my camera lens, like it does look better in person, to be fair. But it is kind of weird, like just how long it is in comparison to the other ones. Like it just looks like it's really long. It's kind of weird. And not that the other helmets aren't supposed to be smooth in real life, or in the movies I should say, but I just feel like the Dark Trooper one has a very sleek and glossy aesthetic to it in real life, and then it doesn't translate as well into studs, because obviously like these ones have studs. Maybe if they did like the Mandalorian thing somehow and had like just a stripe of tile or just a little bit more contouring and stuff on here, it would have pulled it off a lot better. But it does look a little bit blocky. They did deliberately try to have like this angle on it, so it's like not straight up. I don't even know if I can make it go straight. It does nod a little bit, but like it's not just completely level. It kind of slants because that's how they are in the movie, and that's kind of the more sinister, ominous look they were trying to get for them. So in that sense, they did pull off what they were trying to do. I just think it doesn't, in and of itself, translate that well into Lego, but overall, I do not hate it nearly as much as a lot of people do. I still think it's a great addition. It just kind of fits right in there with the Mandalorian shelf. So yeah, I have no problems with that set. Great wave of helmets here. So yeah, overall, I think this is a really great wave. You've got a nice range of variety in here. Like you've got 18 plus stuff, you've got your keychains, you've got microfighters, you've got army builders, you've got some decently looking display sets and stuff. Obviously, the prices on some of these seem a little bit whack. Like they'll always say you're paying the Star Wars tax, as they would say, but some of these are a little bit above where you'd still think they would be, even with that factored in. But overall, I'd recommend just about every set on here. At least I'm happy. I do not regret purchasing a single one of these, and I think it's a really great selection. Happy to see new stuff from the Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian. Got some nice Clone Wars stuff thrown in there, but overall, I think it pretty much satisfies your entire range of fans of whatever era of Star Wars that may be. But definitely in comparison to the last year's like Winter Wave, where it was just like the re-release of the X-Wing and TIE Fighter and Shuttle and stuff, I think this is a huge step up from that, and I definitely look forward to all the new stuff we have coming up in summer, and I'll probably do something similar when that comes out. And at the end of the year, I'll probably go over everything again as just like one massive 2022 wave, but we'll see where we're at that point. So yeah, if you like this video, drop a like and maybe subscribe. We are still on the road to 10 subscribers. I think we're at 6 or 7 right now. And feel free to check out some of my other videos if you're feeling like it. Look at this pathetic creature just sitting here eating a plant. Freaking waste of life. Did you knock it off? Don't you have better things to do? He's deaf, so he can't even hear me degrade him. It's fine. You can call him a worthless sack of garbage. It means nothing to him.